So, it's been a few days since Borderlands 4 has been officially released, and by the time of this recording, I've had about 3 days to play the game, and I've clocked in about 30 hours by now. But before I say anything else, I have to say this game is incredibly fun to play, and I see the potential already. But goddamn, right now there are some major things that are holding it back. So firstly, before I'm about to go on a generational rant, let's talk about the good. At first, before the game's release, I thought the gameplay would just be a slight refresh of Borderlands 3, but I was pleasantly surprised at just how much they managed to evolve the core gameplay. The highlights for this game would definitely be the overall combat, gunplay, quality of life changes, and most definitely the movement, which is so smooth. And even at this early stage, I think this might be my favorite Borderlands game in terms of gameplay. But even though right now I'm only level 39, the amount of builds that are viable for every character is just crazy. So in general, as far as the game itself goes, they got so much right. And even being only halfway through the story, it's already miles ahead of Borderlands 3, and the characters and the humor actually land for once. It's been nearly a decade since we've had an actually funny Borderlands game that makes you laugh out loud. But these are just my early observations. They might change in the future, but who knows. I'll probably make a more comprehensive review down the line, so I'll just leave it at that for now. But the reason I'm actually making this video is due to the insane amount of problems I've been having while playing the game. So if you're expecting any positivity out of me from this point onward, I'm sorry to disappoint. So obviously, rant warning. You've been warned.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I just knew it. I knew it. I just fucking knew it. In my last video, I said the performance on launch was probably gonna be dog shit. I was really hoping that right now I would be eating those words and saying, my bad G, the game runs actually really well, goddamn. But lo and behold, it was as bad as I thought. Like fuck me, sometimes I really just hate being right. Watching this launch was like watching a car crash in slow-mo. You know it's coming. You hope that maybe by some miracle it can be avoided, but you have no power to change the outcome. Man, just man. To start things off, the performance. Though obviously this is unacceptable. Everything on low, DLSS on performance or ultra performance, and barely 60 FPS at 1080p. And all of the times it drops to like 40 frames per second. And you will also probably be seeing a lot of stuttering in the gameplay put in the background. And to make things worse, after 1 or 2 hours of game time, the game starts leaking memory, forcing me to either restart the game or even my PC, to maybe just get the already abysmally low performance back. And for those who are wondering what the memory leaking does, it basically drops my GPU usage to like 60%, which basically makes the game unplayable. And before someone asks, I already changed the shader cache size in the control panel, but it didn't help. So, Gearbox, buddy or pal, I have to ask, what the fuck have you been doing? You've had 6 years to make this game. How on God's green earth do you fuck up the optimization this bad? And then you're gonna make an update, well, you should use these NVIDIA settings to boost your performance. And then you realize all it says is if you play the game at the lowest settings on a mid-range PC at 1080p, you may be able to get 30 FPS. Oh wow, that is wonderful! Right now, it feels like the developers are saying, but we told you the specs were gonna be high, so why are you expecting good performance? Instead of actually addressing the goddamn issue. But I got news for you assholes. The specifications were crazy from the beginning. Games like Battlefield ran 1,000 times better than this shit show. And it was a beta. Let me say it again. A beta. This is a full release, not a goddamn alpha build. And for all the dumbass comments saying, oh, it is an open world game, of course it's gonna be more demanding. Fuck off. Another open world game, by the name of Dying Light the Beast, is also releasing this week. And if you look at their minimum hardware specifications, how the hell did they get their system requirements to a completely reasonable level? Wanna answer that one? And worse yet, we've had similar sized open world games from 10 years ago that ran on much older hardware and much better than this travesty. So what the fuck is the excuse? Like, bitch, we aren't game testers. We're customers. If you can't get your game properly running, maybe go back to the drawing board and start from scratch. Oh, and did I mention, because the game forces you to play everything on low and DLSS on performance, the game looks worse than Borderlands 3 from 6 years ago. How do you screw up so bad? I also have to mention that the cutscenes are locked to 30 FPS, and because the performance is so abysmal, everything has to be played on low, so they end up looking like they're straight from PS3 games. And also I've been seeing mentally stunted people on the internet defending this shit and calling people broke for not having a €4,000 PC. But newsflash, dipshits, the game isn't running even well on a fucking 5090. Just Google the benchmarks. This is pathetic. Can't wait to see what mental gymnastics they're gonna be pulling to justify this garbage. Funnily enough, you can literally go on YouTube and check what a €4,000 PC is gonna be getting you in this game. And it's actually sad. So now we have to pay €2,000 for a GPU to play a generally mediocre looking game as far as graphical fidelity goes. Only to play the game at 1080p or 1440p. Get the fuck out. But even if you leave the unacceptable performance aside, the bullshit and genuine fuckery doesn't stop there. Far from it. Example uno. So I was playing co-op with my lad. I was the host and he joined on me. For him the game felt like it was delayed and playing on a really bad ping, even though the connection was perfectly fine. We had at least one crash per playing session, the heat detection was completely off, he had a bug where he couldn't shoot his gun so we had to restart the game, and there was another bug when from his perspective I was shooting my gun as if I had infinite ammo, so we once again had to restart the game because that shit was getting annoying as hell. And my friend also got stuck on air a couple of times at least. So these were the main co-op and connectivity issues I was facing. The next thing on the shit list was not being able to make a new character. So essentially I just wanted to try out the other Vault Hunters and make a new character, but the game for some unknown reason decided that I don't have memory on my computer to make it. Even though I specifically made a couple of 100 gigabytes of storage free to play this game. Like, what the hell is going on? Can please someone explain? So after like 15 to 20 minutes I managed to get it fixed. I don't know what I did, but at least I got it fixed somehow. But if you thought that was fun, let me tell you about my favorite bug in this game. Next morning I woke up to continue my playthrough. I obviously wanted to continue playing, so I put it up my save. When the game finally loaded, I kept seeing a message. Save failed. Failed to write save data. So I restarted the game, I restarted my computer, I verified the game files, I checked online, tried to fix it, nothing, it didn't fucking work. The message just kept on popping up on the screen. So I was hoping maybe that Steam Cloud would save my data at least. And then I would log out and come back. So after an hour and a half of playing and getting 2 legendary drops, I go to the main menu and lo and behold, I'm back 3 fucking levels. And obviously all the loot I got was gone. Like seriously, fuck this game. And by the way, this bug has been happening every single day I reboot my PC and try to stop playing in the morning once again. So every fucking time I have to do it and restart the game until I finally get it fixed somehow. Jesus Christ. I also had to deal with missions not working, not being able to progress, audio not working, and such. But you get the picture, as the list really goes on and on and on about things that are broken or just not working. And for all intents and purposes, I think I was lucky, because I was reading the issues that other people were having online. There were so many of them. How do these types of things get past quality control? And what the hell did the day 1 patch do if the game is still fundamentally broken? I feel like I need to cut a meditation lesson after this. Like, Gearbox, why do you do this to me? I want this game to be good so bad, so screwing it up like that is so disheartening. And the thing is, those aren't minor problems, they're a little inconvenient while playing. They made me genuinely rage out in real life and smack my desk like John Jones smacks his wife. I can't remember the last time I was this angry at a video game's technical problems. And right now I'm not even half as angry as I was off camera. So take it as you will. Gearbox, 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 Gearbox. You disappoint me. But even after the lengthy list of technical problems this game is facing, I have some other criticisms that have to be mentioned.
Oh, nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe if you got rid of that old yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick.
Okay, so the map. Long story short, it's unnecessarily large. This is another case of bigger equals better mentality. While the environments and spots that are actually populated have some really fun stuff to do, the gameplay flows well and they're very well designed, you have so much empty land in between those spots that has zero substance within it. In the previous games, the bigger maps were separated into smaller segments. So this time around, having that one big map makes the pointless driving a lot more noticeable. I really don't want to drive 5 kilometers for every single new waypoint. Like, it's such a waste of time. Although it does get better once you actually unlock some of the fast travel stations on the map while progressing the story, but the lack of a minimap and the amount of verticality that this game has makes traversing through the map really obnoxious at times. It kinda felt like the map was made unnecessarily large to extend game time. But who knows, I'm not the developer, I didn't design the map. So once again, I emphasize, bigger doesn't always mean better. Having a more compact map with a lot more activity is better than having just a big ass map with nothing to do in it for kilometers at a time. It just makes it feel over bloated and overinflated. But you know, maybe it's just personal preference, some people might like it, who knows. But the map aside, the other thing I've seen circulating around online is the endgame. Or rather, the lack of one. While I myself haven't reached the endgame as of yet, many of the bigger YouTubers, and funnily enough those guys who are sponsored by 2K, are saying that at the current time the endgame is simply empty and boring. Which is not a good look for a game a few days after launch. So what can I say? Outlook not looking great. And the fact that the developers have yet to properly acknowledge those issues and give us a timeline of when they might be fixed is not a good sign. So these are basically all my problems I have with this game. And if you couldn't tell, this probably has been one of my most negative videos till date. But believe me when I say it, I want this game to succeed and be the best version of itself that it can. And I've had a lot of fun playing it. But for every minute of fun I had, I've had to deal with some kind of bullshit that is dragging it down. Let's say at day 1 they had managed to optimize the game, have the co-op working flawlessly, and not had all the bugs and issues in the game. I don't think this is crazy to say, but this could have been one of the best Borderlands games in the series. And instead of this video, I would probably be singing its praise. But the fact is, you can make first impressions only once. So dear Gearbox, please, for the love of God, give us a proper roadmap of when the stuff will be fixed, and fire all the retards like Randy Pitchford. Lock the fuck in, get your shit together, and fix the game ASAP. Don't let this game become a generational fumble, because we, the players, deserve better. And I know for a fact that you can do better. So shame on you for releasing this in a state that it currently is. Goodbye.